How's it going, everyone? This is Cloud Chief, and in today's video I'm covering Abyssea progression and basically going over the paths to either get to certain NMs and what you need to do to actually clear all the zones so you clear Abyssea. Now, they put a lot of these NMs in the zone, and you only need to clear a small fraction of them. And in fact, getting to the Abyssea zones that were added later, the later it gets, the easier it is to get to the boss NM. So there's going to be a lot of charts, so I'm just going to quickly go over and summarize the charts so you can easily know how to read them. Okay, to quickly touch on, if on the path it is highlighted yellow, that means a item that you need to progress to the next NM is just a normal item drop, that the way to increase that is to have more treasure hunter. Blue indicates that a normal monster or notorious monster is going to drop an item that you're going to use to pop the next NM. If it's red, it indicates that it is a key item. If it has an A by the name, I'm indicating that it has an Atma that you would particularly want to get. So a really good Atma. If it's green, it's an indication that the mob drops Empyrean upgrade items, so items that you need to upgrade Empyrean weapons. If you see a mob's name underlined on the chart, it indicates that it has a good item drop, like Epona's ring, for example. And finally, if you see a star by the name, that means that it drops seals to upgrade Empyrean armor, and if there are 2 stars, it indicates that it drops +2 items to do the second upgrade for Empyrean armor. So now to touch on getting to the actual NM. Like, for a perfect example, if we go ahead and look at the chart for Tahrongi, you can see there's just a ton here, and there's just so much to get to. But the funny thing is, you don't even need to do half of these NMs or mobs just to clear the zone. You only need to do a slightly less than half. Pretty much we just want to do Glavoid, which is just starting with his path, which would just be farming a bunch of regular item drops, which would then 2 of them you turn around and pop NMs that give you more item drops. You would then turn around and use one of the items that you got from a normal mob and one of the items you got from an NM to turn around and pop another NM that you would have to proc red on. And then once you do that twice, then there's just 2 other NMs that are time spawns that you need to claim and proc red on to get the key items, and once you've gotten all 4 of them, you can now pop Glavoid. Now, there is a whole nother path for Chloris, which is basically similar, and if you wanted to pop the NM that happens after Glavoid and Chloris, which is Lakovi, and he drops a relevant Atma, you would have to obviously clear all of it. But if you're just trying to clear the zone and move on, all you would need to do is focus on Glavoid. Like I said, these first zones are, pretty extensive, but it only gets easier as we go. Now to quickly move on to Conchtat. For this one, you pretty much just need to farm 3 lesser tier mobs, which you then turn around and then pop 3 NMs, which you need to proc red on, which then you can then go pop the boss. And there's also an NM past him, and there is just, 1 regular mob type that you need to farm for a pop item, and then just pop the NM, proc red, and then there are 3 other notorious monsters that you need to proc red on. Once you have all of those, including the mega boss for the zone, you can then pop the NM, which is a Marble NM after that, which actually drops VV, which is really good. But again, you only need to do the 1 boss, which is a Pesty NM, and you only have to clear him for getting clear to the zone. Quickly touch on Lethane. Lethane is much easier. It's pretty much you just need to kill Giga mobs. Each individual ravine houses its own type of Gigas that you would kill to then get the pop item that you'd pop the NM in that ravine. Once you've done all 3, you can then go do the Mega Boss. There are other paths. You can see the chart. At this point, you're probably getting the idea that you can then progress on, and there's even an NM after all of the other ones for this zone too. Thankfully, only the vision zones have this. The scar zones and hero zones do not have mobs after the boss. Moving on to the scar zones, you can actually see that there's just significantly less to progress to the boss NM. Scar Zones also had a lot more NMs in it than the Vision Zones did. However, they didn't have it built out, so you had to kill 20 NMs to get to 1 NM. Typically, it was at most killing like 3 to maybe 5 to get to 1 NM. So Scar Zones is when they started giving us the Empyrean armor. For the Empyrean armor in the Scar Zones, you would get the foot pieces from gold boxes, and then you'd get one of the other pieces from Bastion and one of the other ones from an NPC with Crewer. Along with obtaining the Empyrean armor, you also had to get the upgrade items to upgrade it. It was a whole new experience once those sets came out, and your focus was really trying to get the armor, get the seals, upgrade it to a +1, and then get the +2 pieces to upgrade it to a +2. And for the hero zones, these are by far the most easy because they all have a timed spawn NM. You proc red and get the key item from that NM, and then you can turn around and pop the Mega Boss. And then you do that, and you've cleared the hero zone. So the hero zones are significantly easier than the other zones just because you only have 2 NMs to kill rather than, say, 9. So once you've cleared all 9 zones, you're almost to the point where you're ready to do the final BCNM that will clear Abyssea for you. You'll need to take out 6 Catarae NMs, all in different zones. 4 of these are time spawns, with Ithram being in Tahrongi Canyon, who circles around the giant mountain in the middle of the map. Yanni, which spawns on top of the mountain in Ottawa Chasm, so you have to do the whole mountain climb, but it is significantly easier in Abyssea than it is just in regular Vanadil. Catarae, which is by the gate that is on the southeast side of Miseric's coast. So if you just go all the way to the south side near where the raptors are, you just go through the gate, and if he's up, you will see him there. And then we have Sepoy, who spawns near Conflux 4 or E7. And he just spawns in the middle of all the like the mushroom mobs. And then that brings us to Rani and Raja. And both of these are actually force pops. So you need to farm the pop items to be able to do these guys. And so once you've taken out all 6 of the Catarae NMs, you've cleared all 9 Abyssea zones, and you've gotten all the cutscenes, you're then ready to go to Quiffum Island and enter the BCNM where you would fight Shinryu. And once you've done that, you've technically cleared all of Abyssea. And that's how you go about clearing Abyssea. I know it can be a lot to take in because there's just so many paths and stuff, but by following these charts, you should be able to easily see, which NMs you want to go take and, what exactly you need to do to progress through Abyssea. Be sure to check out my other Abyssea videos that go into more depth on other subjects that are either already out or going to be released soon. I hope you guys got some value out of this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and may you have success in all you do.